because there's a controversy going on within Israel. And this is not to beat up on anybody. So let me clarify real quick. All right? What this is an attempt to restore our brothers and sisters. All right, give me Galatians 6:1 real quick. Okay, this is what this is, because there's a conflict within Israel. When the new moon is, it's very important. It's just as important as knowing when the Sabbath day is. Verse 1, read what you got.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
It's our duty to restore our brothers and sisters that's overtaken in the fault. And flat out, just to make some things clear, I'm going to lay out what the controversy is. The controversy is whether the new moon is a full moon, whether it's the first sight of light, a little sliver, or a dark moon. Now, I'm going to tell y'all straight up. I love my brothers and sisters in Israel that do observe the dark moon. However, today's class, I'm going to have to bring some edification to you as well. This is why IUIC keep busting y'all in the head. This is how y'all keep getting busted in the head. Because their argument is about light, the difference between light and darkness. And when it comes down to light, they're right. When it comes down to it being full light, they're wrong. We're going to bring some edification to this today. We're going to go into the scriptures. We're going to go into various dictionaries. We're going to go into the historical aspects. We're going to go into the Hebrew. That's why they still got a lot of people following their full moon doctrine, because they don't go into the language. We're going to edify you guys as to what exactly does Psalms 81 mean, and when they pull that scripture, how they're right in a certain aspect and wrong in others. And this is how they keep busting y'all brothers in the head, man. It's time to sharpen up. So, when we looking at this, let's start with Psalms 119, 104.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way.
I hate the fact that it's brothers and sisters observing a bogus new moon day. Okay. I'm also going to go into, here, Royal Blue at UKOIC, I want to say that when you observe, when you look at something, I'm going to step into the realm of the Gregorian calendar here real quick. When you look at that thing, what you see is that this month, at the end of January, January 31st, is going to be a trifecta of a phenomenon. What do I mean by that? You're going to have a full moon, okay? It's going to be what they call a blue moon. You know how they say once in a blue moon?
Right.
What that means, it has nothing to do with the color of the moon, by the way. The moon doesn't turn blue, okay? But once in a blue moon refers to a 2 full moons within one calendar month. That's what it means. It's a rare occasion. And last time they had a blue moon, and it's going to be a super moon, where the moon is about 30% bigger than it normally appears. That's also going to be January 31st. And it's going to be a blood moon. The last time that these three things happened all together was about a little over 150 years ago, like 1866 or something like that. All right? Just a small, fun fact. All right? But, so the controversy will begin, but you say that, therefore we hate what?
Every false way.
Every false way. So when we examine this controversy, we see that the controversy surrounds, like I said, a crescent or a slither of light new moon, a fully illuminated new moon, or a completely dark new moon. That's the controversy. Okay? One method is that after the conjunction, you're gonna hear that word throughout this lesson today. Conjunction. Okay? One method is that after the conjunction, the first light of the moon is the new moon. Here in United Kingdom of Israel congregation, we observe the first light, the first sighting of a new moon. Why? Because we're going to show you that historically that's how the Israelites did it. How else will you be able to determine a new moon? Can you sight a dark moon?
No. On a cloudy day?
On any day. The moon can be dark 2 to 3 days. So which day is a new moon? If you're using a dark moon. How do you sight that? You see, you got to understand these things. Israel will wait until they see that first sight of light to say, it's a new moon. And if it's a full moon, just a foreshadow. If it's a full moon, you wouldn't need to send at the mouth of 2 or 3 to say there's a new moon, because everybody can see a full moon. So that's out the gates. We're not going to play with this topic. Timothy chapter 2, verse 15.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to shew thyself approved.
This is what I want brothers and sisters to understand. See, here at UKOIC, although I may be the elder, don't take my word flat out for it. That's why I say everybody take notes. Take notes. I want you to go back, research it, and re-research it. Okay? Let the Most High be true and every man be a liar. I'm human. I can err. So don't just take what I say as face value. Go and research it. I did a diligent search myself, but I recommend everybody else does one as well. Read it from the top.
Study to shew thyself approved.
Go ahead.
Unto God. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth.
You have to be able to rightfully divide the word of truth. And I'm going to tell you what evolved out of the full moon is a new moon doctrine is a false doctrine in wrongly dividing of the word. Okay? That's what we're going to see. Now, conjunction. I told you you're going to hear that word today. The word conjunction is the action or an instance of two or more events or things occurring at the same point in time or space, i.e. the sun, moon, and earth being aligned. That's conjunction. It's with it, okay? Like if you say, oh, in conjunction with,
right.
That means together, right? Like when we say, hey, this is the Maccabees Alliance Council magazine in conjunction with SOE, Israelite Clothing and Printing Company, or whatever the case may be. We're talking about something that is together. So when we deal with a conjunction, it's an instance of two or more events or things occurring at the same point in time or space. Okay, same thing that you see during an eclipse. Those two bodies are in conjunction with each other. Okay, they're occurring at the exact same time. That's very key to understanding this lesson today. Okay. Now, it's our stance here at UKOIC that the new moon is based on the day after conjunction. After conjunction. Which will be, so the reason why you'll see a fully dark moon is because these bodies are in conjunction. They're aligned with each other. It's our belief and our teaching that the new moon begins, because it starts over, after that conjunction. Okay? The reason for making the day after conjunction a new moon day as opposed to actual day the conjunction takes place is because a day, this common sense here, a day cannot simultaneously be a part of the old month and a new month. A day, you can't have that. See, like I say, the moon can be dark for a couple days, so which part of which month is that? That's confusion. Okay? And this is my brothers I love dearly that do the dark moon thing. But you have no support to stand on with that theory either. Okay? Oh, shout out to Wayne Moon. Wayne Moon brought out something that I almost forgot. Go to Genesis chapter 1. Wayne Moon. While we talking about moons. Okay. Start at verse, this is Genesis chapter 1. Let me get verse 14.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. And God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
This is what we have when it comes down to the sun and the moon. Right? These are the lights that he set in the firmament. And these things is what dictate days and signs of feasts and things like that. Okay? Go ahead.
And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so.
Come on.
And God made two great lights. The greater light to rule the day.
That's the sun.
And the lesser light to rule the night.
The moon.
He made the stars also.
Come on.
And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
Read on.
And to rule over the day and over the night. And to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good.
Go ahead.
And in the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
So you have the sun and the moon created the fourth day, right? So the moon was new that day. And then 3 days later, you had a Sabbath. That would be day 7. That's exactly what we just observed this week. The new moon this week was the middle of the week. 3 days later, here we are today at the Shabbat. We just observed this occurrence. We just observed Genesis, the first chapter, this week. Okay? Understand what's going on here. All right? Now, I want to go into something real quick. And also, Levi, I want you to grab that sheet over. I want you to get ready to read. We're going to type into, let me see this book right here. Let me hold this up. All right? It's Philo. All right? Philo. The works of Philo, complete and unabridged. Okay? Who is Philo? Philo lived approximately 20 BC until about 50 CE. What does that mean? That means that Philo lived prior to, during, and after Yahushua, or after Jesus Christ. Okay? Or Yeshua. All right? He lived before, during, and after. So from 20 BC until 50 CE. This is a primary source that we're about to hit right here. I'm not going to listen to what some Negro who had a mysterious revelation day before yesterday said. I need to know what was going on then. Same way when we did the lunar Sabbath doctrine. And we touched primary sources. We had to know what was going on during the time of the Mashiach. That's who we follow. That's who we follow. Okay? So Philo lived during that time. All right? Evidence reveals that Philo's beliefs were representative of the Israelites during that period of time. This is what we see through the evidence that's going to be presented and that can be presented. Okay? Philo was born and raised in Alexandria, Egypt, and was one of more than 100,000 Hebrews living in that city. When the Roman prefect Flaccus initiated a massacre of the Israelites in the year 39 CE, Philo was elected to head the Hebrew delegation and that went to Rome to plead the case before the emperor, Caligula. Okay? Philo was the one who went to plead the case. So this was a regular dude. So we're going to tap into what Philo had to say today on this topic. All right? Read that first section for me. Yes, sir. And this comes from...
read the highlighted portion first. That one.
Philo, Special Laws 2.
This comes from the section Special Laws 2. Come on.
Section 25.
26.
Okay. Section 26. Mm-hmm. 140 to 142. Emphasis supplied.
Come on. Let's see what it says here.
And it reads, following the order which we have adopted,
following the order which we have adopted,
we proceed to speak of the third festival, that of the new moon.
That of the new moon. Come on.
First of all, because it is the beginning of the month,
okay,
and the beginning, whether of number or of time.
That's very critical. Because what we're going to see in Psalms 81, we're going to see in Psalms 81 talking about 2 different times.
Secondly, because at this time there is nothing in the whole of heaven destitute of light.
Okay, come on.
Thirdly, because at that period the more powerful and important body gives a portion of necessary assistance to the less important and weaker body.
The sun gives it to the moon. We just talked about these 2 bodies, a stronger and a weaker and a lesser. Philo in the spirit right now. Read what you got.
For at the time of the new moon, the sun begins to illuminate the moon.
Oh, wait. I thought the moon was already fully illuminated.
At the time of the new moon, the sun begins to illuminate the moon with a light which is visible to the outward senses.
Somebody got some explaining to do.
And then she displays her own beauty to the beholder.
And then she displays her own beauty. then she ends up becoming full. That's her own beauty.
God.
It's just that simple. Study to show yourself approved, Israel. Stop falling off into doctrines of devils, man. Understand this thing. Okay? Now, what we're going to see next is that Philo is getting ready to plainly state, plainly, I mean real simple. He's ready to plainly state that the new moon follows the conjunction. Meaning, so it's not a dark moon. Because the dark moon is when it's a conjunction. So it's not that either. The same way a full moon is during the time of a conjunction. Okay? But dealing with the dark of the moon, when it begins to get its light, before it beholds its full beauty, that happens, like I said, we teach here the day after conjunction. Read what you got, officer.
Also, this piece right here?
No, this is
Just the red piece?
Mm-hmm.
God. The third festival is that which...
We already discussed, we're talking about the new moon. Go ahead.
God, and this is Philo, Special Laws 2, Section 11, parentheses 41.
Okay, so this is section 11 now of special laws. Go ahead.
The third festival is that which comes after the conjunction.
New moon, which we just seen in section 26, says, we just talked about that third festival, that is the new moon. Now he's making it clear that that new moon happens when?
After the conjunction.
After the conjunction. Read on.
Which happens on the day of the new moon in each month.
Every month. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. Now, you know more than this delegate that went to represent us as a people before. By all means, do your own thing. Don't be ignorant. Folks kill me. They love to dig into these different books and go and touch these different bases, but I see that brothers conduct biased research. Okay? I'm going to tell you, when this came across my desk, yesterday, new moon. I made my new moon post the other day. And his brother, I believe he, if not still with them, was with them. He got the purple up and all that type of stuff, But he came on my post, and I'm going to address the things that he said too. But I don't conduct biased research. So when I got on this topic, I had to go research every aspect of it. Damn, what can I find historically? Is the new moon a full moon? I had to research that. I can't say, well, to hell with that. I've been doing it a different way, so I'm going to roll with what I know. No, I went and researched it. The answer to that, hell no, it's not a full moon. I went and researched the dark moon. I went and researched the first sign of light. I don't conduct biased research. And I would advise that none of you do either. Don't go and research and find certain people who's just going to fit your agenda. Don't do that. That's what the comedic community do. That's what they do. They go find information to fit their agenda. And then they do half-ass research. Look at this. There's a King James got a book called Demonology, so he must be in witchcraft. No, you idiot. If you crack open the book, you will see what he's speaking about. They do biased research. Right. You want to research the part where the faggot who got kicked out of King James Court say King James is gay and did all this stuff. No, he's a disgruntled employee. You trust him? Right. Come on. So, read on.
This is Philo, Special Laws 2, Section 26, 140. This is the new moon or beginning of the lunar month. Namely, the period between one conjunction and the next.
The period between one conjunction and the next. Go ahead.
The length of which has been accurately calculated in the astronomical schools.
All praises. Okay. See, so this is very critical to what we're going into today. All right? We're going to deal with this on a scholarship level, because I know the brothers who subscribe to the full moon doctrine actually believe in scholarship, and they do a lot of research. So I'm just giving them something for them to go and fall back upon so they can come out of that madness. Okay? Now, I'm just going to go to Sirach chapter 43. I'm going to read something to you also. This comes from the Encyclopedia Judaica. And see, I don't just tap one book. I go into all types of books. We promote scholarship over here. Okay, Encyclopedia Judaica backs up the idea that a new moon is determined by a visible crescent. Like I said, the reason why IUIC keep on busting brothers in the head, because when you look at lights and stuff being created, they're saying new moon is dark moon. They like, how is that possible? How is that possible? And it's not possible. So brothers need to readjust their doctrine. No, that's the end of it. That cycle, right before the next cycle kicks off. Okay, you know that the cycle has started again, because it's like if you have a counter, one of those counter little clickers. If you got it set at 0, there's no numbers on it. The count start when you hit 1. It's like the moon. You get a 1% illumination, that count has started throughout its cycle. It's just that simple. Encyclopedia Judaica says on the new moon, the first day or beginning of the month, the Torah placed its celebration on a par with the observance of the festivals, declaring, actually they went to Numbers chapter 10, I don't want to read their bogus version, but go to Numbers 10 and 10 for me real quick. Numbers 10 verse 10.
Numbers chapter 10 verse 10. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn feast days, and in the beginnings of your months.
So, in your solemn feast days, or in your appointed times, keep that in mind, because when we go to Psalms 81, you're going to see appointed time. So I have to break it all down to you. Okay? It says in your appointed time, and in what?
The beginnings of your months.
And in your new moons, because remember the word month gets a name from that. Moon, month. That's how that whole thing is determined. That's also Psalms 81. I'm going to show you that as well. Read on.
Ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings.
Oh. Did you hear what Encyclopedia Judaica said? Your festivals, your new moons, or your appointed times, and your new months shall you blow the trumpet. Keep that in mind, because we're going to have to hit Psalms 81. Read.
And over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God.
That they may be to you a what?
Memorial.
You remember that word too. See, this is why precept must be upon precept. And through these precepts we can understand it. Read.
Before your God, I am the Lord your God.
Now, back to Encyclopedia Judaica. It says, originally, the new moon was not fixed by astronomical calculations, but was solemnly proclaimed after witnesses had testified to the reappearance of the crescent of the moon. On the 30th of each month, the members of the high court assembled in a courtyard in Jerusalem, named Beit Yaazek, where they waited to receive the testimony of 2 reliable witnesses. They then sanctified the new moon. If the moon's crescent was not seen on the 30th day, the new moon was automatically celebrated on the 31st day. To inform the population of the beginning of the month, beacons were kindled on Mount of Olives, and this over the entire land and in parts of the diaspora. So not just in Jerusalem, but in other places where the Israelites were scattered. In the diaspora, they knew to go and sight. You see the moon, you see a little piece of light, new moon, blow the trumpet. Later, however, the Samaritans began to light misleading beacons, and the high court dispatched messengers to far removed communities. Those Jews who lived great distances from Jerusalem always celebrated that end of the month, the 30th, as a new moon. On those occasions, when they were informed of its postponement to the 31st, they also observed this second consecutive day, which we're going to see even in scripture to show that brothers will observe new moon for 2 days. Remember the story with David. You see what I'm saying? We're going to get into that too in Samuel. It says by the middle of the 4th century, the sages had established a permanent calendar, and the public announcement of the new moon was discontinued. So they fixed it all, because now it's calculated. They calculating the cycle. So they can say, you know what, this is where it's gonna be now. So I see the brother say, how can y'all put out a calendar saying new moons is gonna be this for this time of the year? Because it can be thoroughly precisely calculated now.
Our people are the real Jews and you don't even know it. Nah, they don't. We the biblical Hebrews and you ain't even know it. Nah, they don't. You supposed to be keeping God's laws and you don't even know it. Nah, they don't. Wearing fringy borders of blue but you don't even know it. Let's go. Your church been lying this whole time and you don't